Praise be to Jesus. Well, hello, everyone. Um, there's some information from a few different places over the last several days that I want to take a moment to sort of put together here. And we know Archbishop Vigano is in some place hiding, I believe for fear of his life. So, um, anyway, a couple of days ago, he gave an interview to a man by the name of Aldo Maria Valli, an Italian journalist. And he had this to say. He also asked journalists why they are not investigating what happened to the cache of documents that Benedict XVI delivered to Pope Francis after his election, documents which may confirm the allegations made in his testimony. Now, if you take that and you put it together with what the Pope said on the plane, paraphrasing, it was something like, speaking to the journalists, he said, "You do the research. You look into it." Um, referring to the documentation or well, I don't know if he was specifically talking about the documentation, but he was telling them, for them to do their job and to do the work at digging up what exactly is going on. So it seems to me that at this point in time, that the Pope knew very well that a journalist can never get at these secret documents. Now, I did say in another video where these documents actually are. There's one copy or the original, I don't know which, in Washington, and the other one's in the Vatican, and of course they're under lock and key. And of course, a journalist doesn't have subpoena power or anything, so there's no way a journalist can get at these documents. So it seems to me he must have known that. Because what's really needed here is hard evidence that what the Archbishop Vigano was saying in the 11-page letter can actually be proven. Now, there is one piece of proof from a French Monsignor. I called him JF, I believe, Monsignor JF, in another video because I couldn't pronounce his name. It's a French name, and so I just call him Monsignor JF, who was present when Archbishop Vigano was talking with Pope Francis about all this. So there's that piece of documentation, but there's um, a lot in that 11-page letter, and just that one piece that the Monsignor can give isn't nearly enough to do what's necessary as far as like really uncovering uh, all of um, what's being alleged in the 11-page letter. So I don't know whether someone like Bishop DiNardo, who is the head of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, has access to these documents, because based on what he said that all this needs to be looked into, and we have to find out the truth about this. Now, of course, that's a public statement, but we would hope that these public statements by bishops and whatever, I mean, it could be political or just posturing, or it could come from their heart. I mean, which is what we hope. Um, but anyway, so there's that bit of information, and another piece of information. I was talking with someone, and they've been following this more from the point of law enforcement, and he's telling me that Interpol has been looking into what's going on in the Catholic Church. Now, what kind of power Interpol has as far as the Vatican is concerned, whether they can go to the European court and subpoena documents from the Vatican. I wouldn't think so. I can't see the Vatican being part of, the Vatican at any point in time saying, yes, we'll give you subpoena power over our documents. I mean, it's just hard to believe. But, that's just what I think offhand. I mean, I really don't know. And whether Interpol is actually doing this, whether they can actually do anything about it, whether the U.S. government can do anything about it. You know, I see there's a lot going on that, and I'm not saying specifically what I'm talking about. I mean, these are just some of my thoughts. Um, there are things going on that we have no idea, and we just need to be patient and see what turns up, on a day-to-day basis, and little by little, we'll have to decide. Each one of us are going to have to decide what to believe, and I mean, we can pray and hope that Jesus will bring it fully into the light, so that there is no doubt of of what exactly is going on, and at least bring up enough of it to make us confident personally to make a decision. Like when we say the Pope really needs to go, we don't say it from an emotional base, but we say it, because we're disgusted with all this, and we say it from a point of view of, and from a feeling that we have the information we need to make a sound decision, and that I'm confident that the Pope needs to go, or all of most of, or at least some of what the Archbishop is saying turns out to be not true, which would shed question on the rest of it, and because there are agendas here. People have agendas. I think we all know that, and all these things interact together, and it all gets very complicated. And the only one who really has the full picture is Jesus Christ, and of course, Father and the Holy Spirit. But, God has the big picture, and, He'll. He'll reveal whatever it is that's going to be revealed, and so we just follow along here and try to stay as calm as we can. Well, I just wanted to share those few thoughts with you, and I'm going to leave a link in the description box to this LifeSite article that I read at the beginning. So we'll talk to you later on then. Bye.